Hi, everyone. My name is Lauren, and I'm here with Rose Reisman, and we are going to take you through a few different recipes today. We're going to get right into things, but we wanted to do a little bit of an intro if you're not familiar with who we are. So, Rose, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone, and then I will go next.
Thanks, Lauren. And we are at different ends of the country right now. I'm Rose Reisman. I'm an author of about 21 cookbooks and have had a catering company, and I teach cooking, and I'm a nutritionist as well. And my whole take on food has always been healthy, fresh, clean cooking at all ages, and also talking about fitness and just aging well. And you can do that if you live well.
I love that, Rose. My name is Lauren. Rose and I are very similar. I am also very passionate about food and wellness. I more so have shared my recipes on my blog, lowshealthylife.com, and my Instagram, Lowe's Healthy Life. And I am also a naturopathic doctor, so I have a strong passion for health and wellness, doing what you can to feel your best each day, and fitness and eating well are both big parts of that. So I love to try to take your favorite recipes and put a healthy spin on them. And I know Rose is very similar. So we're going to show you how we do that with a couple different recipes. And we have a few different variations for each one too.
And I think, Lauren, one thing we forgot to mention is that you are having a baby shortly. And I'm on the other side of the track. I've had, fortunately, 4 beautiful, healthy children. And I now have going to have 5 grandchildren in about a month, my 5th. So life goes on, and it's just about evolving yourself and living healthy for you, your children, your grandchildren.
That's amazing. Perspective. We're going to get into some questions too, because I think you could give me some good advice as a first-time mom too. So we'll chat about that a little bit in between the recipe.
All right. What do you want to start with, Lauren?
Let's start with the salad. So the first thing that we have prepped is a quinoa salad, and both Rose and I have a couple different variations that we're going to show you how we make that.
All right. Do you want to start, Lauren?
Sure. I will show you what I have prepped. So first of all, I prepped my quinoa before we did this. I just prepped, I used 1 cup of dried quinoa, and it basically turned into like 2-3 cups. So you don't need much. And once it's cooked, it kind of really bulks up. And then I have my ingredients that I'm going to add here all prepped. I have 1/2 cup of feta, 1 peach diced, 1 cup of diced strawberries, 1 avocado diced, and then 1/2 of a red onion diced. So Rose, why don't you show us what you have prepared for the quinoa salad?
Sure. So we always do a little twist on things. So I've got some kale in here because I love throwing a green in, and kale's got to be one of your most powerful greens there is. And then I've added in I think I cooked up about 1/2 cup of quinoa. That makes probably about 1.5. So I like to have a grain with my greens. And then I've added some fresh strawberries. I'll throw it all. I love the salad because it's really quick to come together. Some feta, but you know what? I also love goat cheese. So whatever you want, by all means substitute. And you can leave the cheese out if you want, or use a really good plant-based cheese. Some red onions, which I love. And then for the dressing, I just took some fresh strawberries, and we'll give you the recipes for sure, so you can pick whichever version you want, and I won't be insulted. I'm just taking some fresh strawberries, pureed them with a little bit of honey, apple cider vinegar, and I put in a touch of light mayonnaise just for the creaminess, olive oil, and some salt and pepper, and it is so, so good. Drizzle that over top. And I know Lauren gave me the idea of the strawberry vinaigrette, so I decided to try it and just adapt it. And that is it. So maybe, Lauren, you can tell us about yours while I just toss this together.
Yep, for sure. The one thing I really like about making quinoa salads is once your quinoa is prepped, it's really easy, and it's a really good way to get in a lot of fresh fruits and veggies, especially in the summer when we add things like strawberries and peaches. So I have my dressing here. I just have to blend it. I have one of those BlendJet blenders, so I find it really convenient to make homemade dressings with. I have in mine, I wrote it down just so I didn't forget, but I have a couple tablespoons of red wine vinegar, some olive oil, and some strawberries, salt and pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon to this actually, and then we'll blend it up. And it's a really easy, healthy vinaigrette recipe that you can make for either a regular salad or to put in your quinoa salad like we are doing.
Sounds delicious, Lauren. Really, really good. So you see, what I like is, and I'd love, viewers to send us some ideas of what you would put in. I mean, maybe different fruits, maybe berries. What dressing do you like? Maybe a balsamic dressing. Anyway, send us your ideas because I always love to play around with different variations for sure. And this salad could not only be served, I think Lauren, you'll agree, as a side salad, but I would have this as a main course in a second with some protein over it. It could be chicken, fish, meat, tofu, just even add some beans in, and you've got a complete meal here.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing, Rose. I feel like this would be so good with chicken or even fish. Some cooked fish would be so delicious. And yeah, we would love to hear what you would add to this because, again, with seasonal fruits and veggies, you can get so creative with what you put in your quinoa salad.
And just a little tip, because I added kale, and some people may not like kale as much because they find it just too coarse. You can always take your kale first and the dressing that we've made, massage it. And massage it means it feels really good. You massage the leaves of the kale to make them softer. So that's something I would do if I know maybe I'm inviting guests that are a little more hesitant to have kale. But if not, I love it. You can actually see how beautiful a salad it is. You could use spinach. You could use romaine lettuce if you prefer. But this is a real super house of nutrients for you for meal or appetizer.
Totally. And actually massaging it too helps you break it down a little bit better. Some people find that when they have cruciferous veggies like kale, cauliflower, broccoli, they get a little crampy after. So massaging too can also help with that.
That's great. All right. Looks good. So tell us what you like. Tell us what you would use and let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to hear. We might try it in one of our next videos if you have some good suggestions.
Great. So Lauren, let's go on and do some really nice snacks. I've got a really delicious rice cake snack that's gonna just excite everybody. And I think we all know, and you can talk about it too, nutritionally, rice cakes don't have that much going for them, but if you put on the right toppings, you can make it a very nutritious snack, right?
Definitely. And make it taste a little bit better too, because rice cakes can sometimes be a little plain on their own.
Exactly. So I've just taken a rice cake, and it depends what I use Quaker here, whichever version you want. I'm careful about buying the sweetened ones like caramel. I'd rather go for a plain one like this. And then I use a really nice natural peanut butter. Natural peanut butter is really just a peanut butter with nothing added but peanuts. Just spread it over top. So far, so good. And this one, I'm going to add some sliced banana. Now, this is just great. I mean, I find in the middle of the day at 4 o'clock, sometimes when my energy gets a little lower, I have this as a snack. But here's something that is almost a dessert or a snack. And if you want to get the kids on your side, Lauren, now I'm giving you advice. This is going to be good when your little one gets a little older. So
give me all the advice.
What's that?
Give me all the advice.
Oh, yeah. So I just put some bananas on, easy. Up to you. You can even throw on some dried cranberries or some nuts. But then here's a trick. You can go ahead and just eat it like this, but I'm going to show you a chocolate delight. And there isn't anybody I know who doesn't love chocolate. And if you don't like chocolate, I don't know. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of chocolate. This is semi-sweet chocolate, just melted with a little bit of vegetable oil. You could coat the whole topping if you'd like, but then what I'm going to do is pop this into the freezer. And you need it in the freezer, I'd say for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then I always say by the magic of Zoom or TV, voila, we have some really nice rice crisps here, done up with banana. Some have some almonds on them, some dried cranberries, and I'm sorry, I can't resist.
I wish I was so I could try one.
Oh my God, it's just the incredible combination of the freezing of everything being just perfectly sized for this rice crisp, the peanut butter. So you take a rice crisp that's not that nutritious and make it a dessert a lot healthier.
Yum. That sounds so good, Rose. I'm going to have to make get some more rice cakes.
Oh, I love, look at that. So here, just put them on a nice platter, but really, now whatever you're doing, going up north, going over to the beach, just make these, take them along. Even if they soften up, it's fine, but they're so good. So let me
Perfect.
know what you put on them.
Yeah. I feel like there's endless possibilities with what you could do for toppings.
Oh yeah. What else would you add, Lauren?
That's a good question. I made a version of that, and I made it like a s'mores version. So I
Oh,
put loaves and graham crackers and then my chocolate, and I actually baked them in the oven just to melt everything, and they were really good.
oh, that's already making me hungry. Oh my God, and it's lunchtime here. I'm starving. All right. Lauren, what have you got on your plate now? What would you like to do?
So I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite really easy smoothies. I'm a big smoothie person because it's such a great way to get in lots of nutrients. Great for people who are on the go and just need something really quick. You can actually prep them in advance. Prep all your ingredients, put them in a mason jar or a baggie, and then the morning of, you just add it to your blender with a little bit of liquid, and it makes for a really quick, easy on-the-go breakfast. So what I have in here now is half a cup of frozen blueberries and 1 scoop of vanilla protein powder. I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed for some fiber. And then I'm also going to add in a little bit of fresh lemon just to make this like a blueberry lemon smoothie. So we have our lemon here.
And Lauren, maybe tell me, because with smoothies, I've never been a smoothie drinker myself in the morning. What are some don'ts or things to avoid putting in smoothies?
Some things to avoid putting in smoothies. So I guess I'm more focused on what I want to add into my smoothie to make sure that it's blood sugar friendly. And by blood sugar friendly, I mean, if we can keep our blood sugar a little bit more stabilized through the day rather than having dips and falls and dips and falls, we'll feel a lot more energetic, a lot more focused. You can prevent headaches and migraines in some cases. And it's just a really good overall approach to health in my experience. So I try to limit my fruit to no more than half a cup to 1 cup. Some of these recipes that I see on social media will use like frozen yogurt and like 3 cups of fruit, which fruit is wonderful for you, but we want to pair that with a fiber source, a fat, and also a protein source to help mitigate that blood sugar response. So whenever my smoothies together, that's why I added the flaxseed for my fiber, a scoop of protein powder for my protein, and then usually I'll add something like a healthy fat, like a cashew butter or a quarter of an avocado, something like that, again, so that it's really filling and satiating whenever I blend it up. I would add 1 tablespoon of cashew butter if I had it, but I recently just ran out. So I'm going to blend this quickly and I'll be right back and we'll show you.
And Lauren, to someone like me, I've never been a smoothie drinker because I love to eat my food. That's okay as long as I'm putting in the right source, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I'm the same as you, Rose. I usually like to eat my food too. So usually when I have a smoothie, I have it with a piece of gluten-free bread or a bagel or something else because I like to chew at the same time, but I find the smoothie just helps me feel a little bit more full.
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, I find for anyone listening out there with any weight issues, and again, let us know what makes you full, what makes you hungry. For me, if I feel full, I'm satisfied and I don't overeat. I always look at people, Lauren, that say, I don't know why I'm gaining weight. And they eat late at night, don't eat all day until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And then that cycle repeats itself. So I think you have to really listen to your body, feel satiated for sure, not stuffed, but just make sure you feel good. And that's going to hold you over for 3 or 4 hours if you're eating right.
Definitely. And the protein, the fiber, and the healthy fats at most meals and snacks are really 3 good keys to focus on adding in to help you feel full. That's what I like on a lot.
All right. So you ready for another snack?
Yes, I'm ready. What do we have?
So dates. Now, dates are really the big thing today. And I'm talking about they're dried. You're not buying fresh, but the whole ones. What you want to be careful is when you open them, there's still the pit inside. So you want to remove that. I went on a biking trip once through the Negev desert with my husband, and we were biking 5 hours a day up and down hills like this. I lived on dates. I lived on dates and water, and that kept my energy going. So here's a great snack. Eat it on your own, but let's have more fun with it. So again, I'm using my really nice natural peanut butter. And just it's a great, instead of like having, you know, a chocolate turtle, right? Have this instead. It's healthier. It will keep you full longer. I'm stuffing it with just a little bit of peanut butter. And then that could be good enough just to eat like that. But let's have some more fun. I'm going to either throw on some coconut, or I can do one with some dried cranberries, or even some chopped nuts. So again, the more fun you have with this, and this is something I get my grandchildren doing with me all the time, and they love it. We end up freezing it. So I've got two like this. And then what I would do is dip it in a little bit of chocolate. Again, you can see I'm a chocolate nut, a little bit of chocolate, just like that. It's easier if you freeze it first so that it just looks like this. You can eat it like that, but I actually like to freeze them. And again, going back to my freezer, which I have all set here. I've got these little guys all frozen here. I like them frozen. I think they add way more of a really great taste and crunch. It's not too hard, but the combination again of dates, peanut butter, and chocolate is really, really good. So simple trick, easy. You can have them on hand for a couple weeks in the freezer.
I love storing them in the freezer too, because then you can make a big batch and have snacks for the next few weeks.
And any add differently to that, Lauren?
I love all of your suggestions. I'm doing the peanut butter too. You could also do almond butter, cashew butter, pumpkin seed butter is a really great option, or sunflower seed butter if you want to make them nut free. And I'm also adding some whole peanuts. I'm kind of going to make them like similar to a Snickers with the peanut butter and then the peanuts. But Rose, I wanted to ask you, have you heard the theory that dates can help you with labor?
No, tell me about that.
They say that after, I believe it's 34 or 36 weeks, if you eat 6 dates a day, it can help ripen your cervix to prepare your body for labor.
No way.
Yeah.
I'll tell my daughter, how much earlier do you have to do that? Like, do you do that a month before or 2 weeks before?
I think you're supposed to start around 34 or 36 weeks and try to have
okay.
But there is limited research out there, so it might be more so anecdotal. But if you like dates, it doesn't probably hurt to try.
Yeah, and you know what? Dates are. I use dates. I chop them up and I use them in my salads. I throw them into like Middle Eastern Moroccan dishes. They're such a great dried fruit to have. And I have a cake recipe. If you want it, please let me know. That consists of almost all dates. It's outstanding. So anyway, great food item, great snack. And I got a fun recipe that I made it really big on TikTok a while ago. And I tried it and it was really, really delicious. So I've got my little burner here. Let me just start it up. And I'm going to get a skillet. This is a pesto, like a basil pesto that we're going to just cook on a low light and then crack an egg on top of it. And what happens is a pesto forms a great crust. You can then just take a spatula. Once it's ready, I love sunny side up eggs that are loose. If you want them more cooked, by all means do that. And just put it onto either a rice cake or a piece of toast. So tell us about that nutritionally. Lauren, tell us about that. What do you think?
About the nutrition of the pesto?
The egg, the whole grain bread.
Well, that's just a really good combo to, again, keep you full, keep you satiated. We have lots of nutrients there. Eggs are actually a really great source of protein, and they have also a really good source of choline, which is good for brain health. So keep us nice and focused and attentive and energized. And what kind of bread are you using there, Rose, again?
I'm using 100% whole grain bread from Dempster's. And again, you know, when you're looking for whole grain bread, make sure it doesn't say just whole wheat. It should be 100% whole grain. And you can, of course, use gluten-free if you want, or different types of bread.
Yep. I've been gluten-free for 8 years. So I have a lot of experience with gluten-free bread.
Wow. And if you eat gluten, what happens, Lauren?
I usually don't feel very good. I get really bloated and I just have a lot of digestive upset mainly. So that was my main reason for cutting it out. It really helped improve my digestion. I've never been diagnosed celiac, but I definitely have an intolerance. But funny enough, I've actually been able to handle a little bit of gluten during my pregnancy, which they say is a thing. So I've been enjoying some regular bread here and there and some sourdough bread, and it's been such a treat.
Oh yeah, and you're fine on it, huh?
Yeah, it hasn't been any
I-
issues.
I've heard that before when you're pregnant, that often allergies will disappear. And often a friend of mine who had severe allergies after her first pregnancy never got the allergy back again. So maybe you can come
That's
back to the big
what
world.
my husband would really hope that I don't have the allergy after the baby's here so we can all eat gluten as a
I
family.
know. You know what? I have a daughter-in-law that's gluten-free, and I'm not saying I had 13, 14 over on Sunday nights. My whole family is pretty large. And I always say, oh my God, not everybody loves gluten-free. So I have to always remember when I'm cooking to make sure there's enough choices for her.
Definitely.
This is not like your regular stove, but it's okay. So it might take a little longer, but you'll get the idea. I'm spraying it with a little bit of vegetable spray. And then I'm going to add in some pesto. Now, I used to always make my own pesto in the summer and make enough that would last me all year. I buy so much basil, which was inexpensive. During the winter, it's expensive. So I found at Costco an amazing basil pesto with no additives, no chemicals, and it's really delicious. So I use this. You don't need a lot of it because it does have a fair amount of oil in it. So I'm going to add a little bit of pesto to my skillet like this. And you want to make sure you don't have it, so you can see, you want to make sure you don't have it on too high a heat or it's going to burn. So let that start to cook just for a bit. If you see it burning, just turn down the heat, which I might have to do. And then I'm going to crack an egg over top.
Yeah. I'm getting hungry looking at this.
Oh, look how that is. I don't want to move it around too much, but you can get an idea.
Mm.
And up to you if you want it more, harder, by all means, you can cover it up. As I say, I like my eggs a little runny, but for this one now, if you like to see the whole visual, then I would leave it cooking like this. If not, you can just put a lid on it for a couple of minutes, but keep your eye on it because it will cook very quickly with the lid.
Yeah. Rose, I also wanted to ask you, since we talked about this in the beginning, what would be some of your advice or tips for a first-time mom?
In terms of cooking?
In terms, making the transition as seamless as possible, because I feel like we're told as first-time moms how hard it's going to be and to expect no sleep. Do you have anything that you kind of did through?
Two things. I heard this today actually on the radio. Don't be out there to be the woman that gets all 10 things right, because you ain't going to do it. Get 2 things right in a day. So maybe that one night you're not going to have dinner on the table. But what I like to do is, if you always have a grain cooked up, have some protein, like just a chicken breast, some shrimp, some steak. It's so easy just to do a quick roast in the oven, some quinoa, some veggies. That literally can take 5-10 minutes. Don't start being the Michelin chef, and feeling you have to cook a lot. Also, I liked right from an early age to continue working out because that made me mentally feel better. So do what you can. I know you're going to be exhausted, but believe me, if you do a little bit of exercise, even just walking after the baby, you will have more energy. And 2, when the baby sleeps, lie down. Don't worry about how dirty the house is. If you get more rest, you will feel better. And honestly, 4 kids later, that really works. It really works. I put food and exercise above all. Because it meant that much mentally and physically to me. If that's not your thing, get sleep, listen to music, watch Netflix, but you've got to be good to yourself, and it's tough. And if you don't have a partner that's able to help you in the middle of the night, because maybe you're nursing, I did express a lot. So I said, it's your turn, so that I get at least 4 solid hours and not be woken up, because often a baby will be colicky or just fussy. And it's exhausting, if that happens, for sure.
Yeah, those are some great tips, Rose. Anything else that you have that you can suggest in terms of how you balanced family life and work life and how you continue to balance it?
Yeah, I always did say to myself, I wanted to stay in the work career, but choosing to have 4 children, I chose not to work for someone else, but I still wanted to make a living, which I
Mhm.
did. So that's the hardest part. But if you have a passion or a dream of doing something, you might have to do that on the side while you're working full time. But take good advantage of your maternity opportunities and benefits because you'll need that time. And that's the time that I would research. I went back and did my MBA with 2 infants at home because I could do like, then it wasn't online in the same way, but actually for a couple courses, I could do all the work from home. So I felt good about myself. I felt that I wasn't just staying at home, being exhausted all the time and feeling, hey, nobody's even praising me for everything I'm doing because we do look for that as women for sure.
Mhm.
So I think that that's important, Lauren, to do for yourself for sure.
Yeah, that's
This is
amazing.
almost ready here. We're going to see if I can get it off of here without breaking this egg. That might be a bit of a trick.
That looks
Uh,
delicious.
Look how nice that looks.
Wow.
And I get all of it, so we're going to put that on there too. But this is such a great meal. So I want to show you. Look how gorgeous that looks. I love my eggs runny like this, but the pesto and the egg, and probably if I let it cook another minute or two, the whole thing would have slid off easily. But this is a great breakfast. Have a little bit of fruit with it. You've got your grain, you got your protein. It's all there and it's fun. And the pesto just brings it to life.
Love that. And even some healthy fats probably from the pesto,
Oh,
which is
absolutely. Olive oil, the best, right? EVOO, it's great.
the best.
So we've done a fair bit here, Lauren, today. I mean, we did our beautiful spinach salad with spinach. I keep saying spinach, kale or quinoa salad. You've got your different variation. We did the nice pesto fried eggs. We did our stuffed dates with chocolate, having a treat. And best for me out of all of them, the Rice Crisps drizzled with bananas, chocolate, the whole bit.
We've been busy today, Rose.
Yeah. So I would love viewers, let us know what you like. I'd love to do this again with Lauren and let us know what ideas you might have.
Yeah, tell us if there's anything you would have done differently, what additions you would have made to either the salad, the dates, the rice cakes, or the smoothie. And if you have any recipe requests for future videos. Also, we'd love to hear if there's any viral trends that you're loving. The rice cake trend right now is a big one. And we would love to try any different things. Rose, have you seen the balsamic vinegar Diet Coke taste test?
I did something on that already, Lauren, as well.
Oh,
So I first saw it. It's wild TikTok. I mean, I don't know how many 20 million views all over the world. So I right away came home and tried it. I went, this doesn't taste like Coke. Then I tried to use a really good quality balsamic vinegar. It tasted better. It was actually refreshing. It didn't taste bitter, but it didn't taste.
That's so good to.
Did you try it?
I didn't try it yet. I don't know. I didn't think it was gonna work, so I just left it to everyone else who was trying it and kind of get a feel that it didn't taste super authentic to Coke, but some people liked it, found it, like you said, a refreshing drink.
Yeah, yeah, like no calories. So I guess that's good without any artificial sweeteners. That's always a plus.
Yeah, exactly. So if there's any other fun food trends or anything that you've seen on TikTok or online, let us know because we'd love to do a little review for you guys together.
Great. And any questions on maternity or being a mother or grandmother, you got 2 good sources here.
We love to chat about it, and we are both open books, I think. So anything you want to hear from us next, please let us know. Rose, this was so fun to do with you, and hope to do it again soon.
Great. Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Yeah.